I don't know, Chewbacca. Maybe this was a bad idea. This place is a lot creepier than I thought it was going to be. Who's that? Someone there? Every step we take echoes through these old halls. Is that a light coming from the end of the hallway? Should we follow it? I mean, this place just seems frozen in time. It's just, oh. All right, what do we have here? Ah! Ooh, oh, whew. You scared me. I didn't see you there. Am I breaking and entering? Technically, yes, but let me explain. I've heard tales of this abandoned house for years. Yesterday, one of the windows started glowing, even though it's been empty for decades. I also had a dream that there might be treasure hidden somewhere inside, and it just drew me directly here. Today, I am determined to uncover this house's secrets. Don't worry, I brought Chewbacca for protection. Although now that I think about it, I don't know how much help he'll be. Sorry. Wait a minute. Is that the library I saw in my dream? It seems we've stumbled upon yet another captivating tale. But what's it all leading to? I know. Maybe today's lesson on foreshadowing can help us figure it out. Keep it down, Chewbacca! Today, we'll be learning about foreshadowing. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to divine foreshadowing, identify and analyze examples of it, and understand why authors use foreshadowing in their stories. You know how we roll? Do you have your PDF ready to take notes? Awesome. Here we go. Foreshadowing is a tool writers use to give readers hints or clues about what might happen later in the story. It's like the author is giving you a little puzzle to solve. You get to guess what's going to happen next, and then read on to see if you're right. Foreshadowing appears in different genres of fiction. It helps to add suspense and tension to a story. Foreshadowing is most commonly found in the exposition or rising action parts of the plot. Sometimes it happens near the end of the story to hint at how the story might resolve. Detecting foreshadowing requires close reading and attention to detail. Let's brainstorm a list of clues we could use to help us find foreshadowing in a story. Elements in the setting can foreshadow events in the story. For instance, if a story takes place in a town located near a dormant volcano, the volcano itself might be foreshadowing that a significant event will take place involving an eruption. Similarly, a storm brewing on the horizon might foreshadow a conflict or turbulent event. Authors might use dialogue to hint at future events in the story, even if the characters don't realize it themselves. For example, a character might offhandedly remark, "Oh, I hope this old tree doesn't fall on the house someday," which could suggest that later in the story, the tree might indeed fall on the house. A character's thoughts, fears, or concerns can serve as foreshadowing about what might happen later in the story. For instance, if a character has a nagging worry about forgetting to do something important, this could hint that this forgotten task will cause problems later on. Or a character might have a sudden bad feeling about a certain situation or person, indicating potential danger or conflict in the future. If an object, character, or event is mentioned repeatedly, it may be foreshadowing that it will play a major role later in the story. For example, if the author keeps mentioning a locked drawer in a character's desk, it might indicate that something important is hidden inside. Wow, there are lots of ways authors can incorporate foreshadowing into their work. We really need to stay on our toes. I have an idea. Why don't we look at some quotes from our story, Shadows over Celestia? In your guided notes, there are 2 quotes. I want you to guess what each quote might be foreshadowing. Make a prediction about what might happen later on in the story. Pause the video here, then come back so we can share our ideas. I predicted you'd be back. How'd it go? Terrific effort. Let's have a look at them together. Kai had a special Lumina flower that was known to glow brighter when something unusual was about to happen. Kai's flower is mentioned a few times at the beginning of the story. This quote foreshadows that Kai's Lumina flower will act as an early warning signal when something goes wrong in Celestia, which happens later when the city plunges into darkness. One of Magnus's experiments had once caused a brief power outage in the city, a memory that still unnerved the people of Celestia. This is another foreshadowing element where the reader gets a hint that Magnus's inventions can sometimes cause power issues. This sets up the reader's expectation and adds suspense. And it foreshadows the major event of Celestia losing electricity due to Magnus's new invention. What's that, Chewbacca? I forgot a type of foreshadowing? Oh, you're right! Thanks, bud. Prophecies, dreams, or visions experienced by characters can also foreshadow future events in a story. Wait a minute. The dream I had, was that a piece of foreshadowing? My dream had a library in it that led me to this house. And now here we are. And the glowing window. It's like it knew I would be drawn to this room. And now the light is focusing on one painting. Why is the light here now? Do you think it's foreshadowing something? Maybe it's telling us that this portrait is important. What's that, Chewbacca? You think we should look behind the portrait? Oh, gross, it's so dusty. What's this stuck to the back of the painting? It looks like a treasure map? No way! Looks like a trail leading to an X marks the spot. But where do we start? Chewbacca, it looks like we've got another adventure heading our way. But first, let's get out of here, and quick. Remember, foreshadowing helps you guess what's going to happen next in a story. It's a tool that writers use to give readers clues and to keep them in suspense. By understanding foreshadowing, you'll be able to make predictions about the plots and characters as you read. For even more practice, check out the PDF that accompanies today's lesson. Phew, we made it out! Thank you so much for checking in on me today and helping us use foreshadowing to find this map. I can't wait to see where it leads us. Until next time, my phenomenal foreshadowers. Hey.